It's time for a video. We need to go over some of the shit that you're fucking up. So, you like how with my new client, I'm like, we need to discuss the finer points. And then with Carl, I'm like, you're fucking this up. So the reason I'm talking to you is because we have some pretty intense spinal flexion going on. And as you know, I'm not super fearful of spinal flexion, but this degree of spinal flexion is not the degree of spinal flexion you usually pull with. Right? Well, can we talk about that, Tracy? Usually the spinal flexion that you pull with will be rigid in your lower back, and then your upper back will round slightly. So you'll be a little bit more like this with a little bit of rounding right here. So this is pretty extreme. The weight is pretty heavy, and you're not very good at sumo deadlifts, which is fine. Like, you don't really practice them. So I get that. The one thing that I want you to think to start is you are not doing a sumo deadlift. You are doing a semi-sumo deadlift. So adopt a conventional stance, wider. Make sure the bar is fucking stuck to your knees or to your shins. Like, it should not be moving. And right now, you see how your arms are forward? You're just lacking tightness, right? You're lacking tightness. We've talked about this. You are lacking tightness today for some reason. So if we go to your actual video when you start the pull, you can see, look at what happens to the bar, right? The bar drips forward in front of you because your lats are not packed, you're not tight, and that causes a relatively, honestly, no offense, extreme amount of flexion. So the biggest tip that I need to give you, one, is maybe narrow your stance a little bit and try to pull your lats down super hard and shove your shins into the bar. I really think that that's going to cure most of the backgrounding. You more than have the strength to do it's a fucking 365-pound sumo deadlift. You could do that in your sleep. But we just need to make sure that that bar is close to you and that you try to have a slightly more upright back position. So if we go back to when you start your pull, you can see how far forward you are already. Like, your shoulders are immediately over the bar. They're actually over the bar. Like, if you look over your shoulder ends, like, this is further than where the bar is, right? The bar is right here. So I want you to think instead to get your delt right here. Your delt should be about right here so that the bar is in line. Does that make sense? So you can see right now, if I draw a line, you're over the bar, and it ends up pitching you forward. Boom. Look at that, right? Enough. You need to make yourself so that your shoulders are more in line right here. That should fix it. Let's talk about it if it doesn't, because if not, I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. Let's go to your deadlift real quick. Yeah, your deadlift, I don't know. I think you were just tired from those big pulls, so I think I'm not too worried about the deadlift. I don't think you should have